So in 2019, the Toronto International Film Festival brought us Uncut Gems, one of the most anxiety-inducing movies I have ever seen in my life. A movie where you think you're watching someone dig a hole, but quickly realize that by the time you've started watching the movie, he's already 5 feet deep and you're just watching that last foot go down. Then at the 2020 Toronto International Digital Film Festival, we were given Shiva Baby, a movie that elicits the same kind of anxiety and stress and chaos that at times exceeds that of Uncut Gems due to the relatability factors. Shiva Baby is the type of movie that lets me know how much I've grown as an individual, because at the first sign of chaos in the past, I probably would have shut it off. I was the type of person that if I saw any type of major disaster, I knew something really bad was gonna happen, I just couldn't handle it and I would just shut it off, so I would bail or fast forward through the disasters. So when I made it through Shiva Baby while watching it from a film festival at home, I was just exceedingly proud of my personal growth. Not that it isn't amazing and worth watching every minute of it, it's just pure chaotic stress and anxiety contained into a single claustrophobic house. This somehow manages to juggle being a tense drama, a comedy, and at times a horror.
Jerry clogged the toilet again and the place smells like shit.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No.
I don't believe you.
But before we get started, I would like to say that this is an indie flick. If you have the ability to rent it or buy it, I would strongly urge you to do so. Support some filmmakers that are making some great, personal, unique movies in a year that a pandemic could have completely railroaded any chance of the movies getting traction. This was originally supposed to premiere at South by Southwest, and then it got stomped by the pandemic, got into TIFF 2020, and just managed to kind of steamroll on from there because it is actually that good. This was $12.99 to buy on iTunes in Canada, and $4.99 or $5.99 to watch. It's on YouTube, Amazon, iTunes, Vudu, Fandango, a bunch of different places in the States. So check it out. I'll try to have some links down below as to where you can watch it. So, directed by Emma Seligman, starring Rachel Sennott, Shiva Baby opens boldly with a sex scene. And we pretty quickly learn that she is a sugar baby. You get it? Shiva Baby, sugar baby. Do you get it? She's making cash and getting gifts like this bracelet from fulfilling this guy's midlife crisis, even if he sees himself as more than her sugar daddy. This awkward moment where she's just waiting for him to realize that she needs the money. He goes off on this tangent about wanting to help female entrepreneurs and how it's so great that she's pursuing law and not in some BS sociology arts degree. Imagine having a degree in the social sciences. Then he asks how she plans to make it through law school if she's so busy screwing around with all these different guys, but he's one of the guys that she's busy screwing around with. There's just this immediate power struggle here where she's trying to maintain the dominance while he's trying to be this benevolent helper of the young struggling woman. I want to die. And while all this is happening, she gets a message from her mom that's basically asking is she planning on going to the funeral? And if she missed the funeral, is she gonna come to the after event Shiva? I know that a Shiva is actually the 7-day process around somebody dying, but you know. And everything from here is going to unravel. Cause you know you're in for a ride when the chaotic string plucks start happening. Fun fact, director Emma is not that experienced with horror movies. So when the person she hired to do the score, Ariel Mark, sent her sample sounds, she kept picking all the ones with the crazy dramatic string plucks, and Ariel was like, oh, you want a horror score. But hey, it works. It perfectly builds alongside Danielle's mental state throughout the movie. And it becomes very clear that she is probably not as together as she would initially have wanted us to believe.
Why don't you just tell people you're gonna be working with me, with your dad, just until you find something better?
She starts asking her parents what she should be telling people that she's doing next year, and it seems fairly obvious that she is not going to law school. But the first real sign of disaster is when Danielle sees someone named Maya showing up, and she does not seem stoked on it. But I am, cause that's Molly Gordon.
Can I whisper something to you? No funny business with Maya.
Oh my God, there's gonna be funny business with Maya? You have my attention. Just for a little spoiler alert, this movie has been described as chaotic bisexual, so good for all you bis out there. Or condolences, this is very stressful. It's not about that as a central conflict, but it's a key part of the movie, and it's super rare for a character to just directly identify as bi. So I know a lot of people that are really excited about that.
You're lucky I'm so open-minded.
Yeah, you're right. I should kiss the ground you walk on.
And then, just before they head inside.
Wait,
Kids.
Mom, who died?
From here on out, we just get this genuine representation of what it can feel like at large family gatherings or events or funerals or reunions or anything with a lot of extended friends. You know, the people that you don't see very often and maybe you've never met, but like everyone around you seems to know. You might tell a couple white lies, dodge some concrete answers, awkwardly laugh off dating questions. Like, I never flat out lied to my family about like what I was doing with my career and stuff, but when I was working at a gym and a game store and being a bad streamer and a shitty YouTuber, but also editing for an esports organization that was like very well known and established, I just really played up that aspect of my life. They didn't understand any of it, but it made me feel good. And that's pretty much what's happening here.
Well, it's sort of like, it's like media, you know?
No.
Man, that's like me talking to my family now. So you get paid to make videos on the internet and then sometimes you like live perform for people? Yes, but not in the way that you're thinking. And then you find out that Maya is going to Columbia, and she's the one who's in law school. And while Danielle is trying to deflect a lot of the criticism from her own life, all those people are just whispering behind her back about how many times she's changed her major and how upset and disappointed her parents must be. You'll notice that so much of this movie is about her trying to gain some kind of power or control in her life and in areas and situations where she feels like she doesn't have any, and constantly having any power that she does get undermined. Either by having the rug pulled out from under her in the situations where she has managed to gain some control, or by dealing with rapid-fire career, education, weight loss, and romance questions as everything falls apart around her. It's almost impossible for her to breathe, let alone gain control. And the interactions with Maya cut even harder. She clearly wants Danny's attention, but their conversations are super catty and hostile.
You can't just like show up to like the after party for a Shiva. Were you like looking for me and asking everyone?
No, I was not looking for you. Let's live in the
Where's
truth.
Danielle?
This whole conversation. And then you see how other people's comments actually affect her parents' perception of her. Someone mentions that Danny looks super thin to her mom, and then suddenly the mom's coming over with,
"You look like Gwyneth Paltrow on food stamps."
Oh my God.
And not in a good way.
So being cornered by a large number of family friends, and an apparent ex wasn't bad enough, guess who walks in the door? It's Sugar Daddy. Don't worry, they're not related. He's just related to somebody else in the community.
Well, now that you're going to be going to law school, you won't have to worry about that.
Where'd you get the idea about law school?
No.
So now not only has she lost the power within her own reality of the situation that she's in, she's about to lose all the power she feels like she has over Sugar Daddy.
Bills? You've never paid a bill in your life.
That's
Because she's actually doing the exact thing with her education that he was shitting on earlier that day.
You're studying business?
No, not business.
No. She's studying gender.
And if you think she's remotely in the wrong for lying about the personal aspects of her life to the Sugar Daddy, which you shouldn't, he's like a sugar daddy, wait till the next ball drops. So the mom can definitely feel the awkwardness and assumes that Danny must have a little crush, so she makes sure to mention that he's married.
he's married?
To a Shiksa princess.
And when you guys see who this son of a bitch is married to, ooh. So she starts rightfully freaking out. Maya can't let her pass in peace and specifically grabs a cookie that's closest to her body. And then here's the wife and their baby.
You thought that baby was cute?
Yes.
It was hideous, freakishly pale.
Yeah. This man is cheating on Dianna Agron. Who? Whomst? No! Trash! Fun fact, Emma Seligman just actually assumed that most of the people that would be fans of this movie would be Dianna Agron fans, but for me it was just a nice little surprise along the journey.
Big fan of the movie.
I appreciate that. I thought it was only Dianna Agron fans, so that makes me really happy to hear.
Like you guys know, I read a lot of Alice and Bella fan fictions, but I also read a lot of Faberry fan fictions in my day for research, of course. Also, the literal baby is not the Shiva Baby. That was just a happy coincidence. Danielle is the Shiva Baby. If you want to know where I'm getting some of this insider information on Emma's thought process and going into the movie, check out the Karstcast. They interviewed her directly. So now she's trying to do what everyone feels the need to do when they're trying to show off a little bit. Be loud and friendly, but unintentionally a little obnoxious.
Hi! Oh my God!
Gorgeous,
Oh my God, stop!
And the instant backfire is her cutting her leg on this screw. So she goes to clean up and switches gears and decides that the best way for her to regain some power is to send some nudies to trash baby dad. And she forgets her phone in the bathroom. My anxiety! And if things couldn't get any worse while she's hyper-fixating on his family and this crying baby, Maya's mom starts quizzing her too. It's awkward enough to have your ex's mom be asking you questions about boyfriends, but may I direct you to the look on Maya's face?
Any boyfriends?
No, not yet.
And it basically comes down to someone being like, oh, you've organized your degree so that you can organize protests in March wearing those big knit
Pink pussy hat.
Yes.
And then Molly Gordon comes in with the perfection.
You love to march and you love to knit.
Maya top 10 character of 2020 and 2021. Just yes. And while all this is happening, the baby is just crying and increasing the tension, and she's sucking back wine. Because if things weren't already a disaster, let's just add being drunk into the mix. And while she's being pretty catty, it's quite obvious that Maya actually cares. She's just hurt and upset. But her trying to check on the cut on Danielle's legs makes both Danny's mom and Maya's mom think that something is going on.
I thought I told you no funny business with Maya. I thought you were done experimenting.
You think everyone that's bi is experimenting?
Speak your truth! Though Maya was definitely flirting.
Nothing.
But while they're talking, Maya thinks that Danny is staring at Kim, who Maya has obviously acknowledged is gorgeous.
Malibu Barbie is not pretty. I mean, she's just like, she could possibly be the most beautiful person I've ever seen.
But it leads to her making Danny acknowledge that she has these really shit misconceptions about Kim because she doesn't want to see Max as the complete loser that he is.
Okay, you're projecting like a lot of misogyny for like a future women's march organizer.
Like, Kim runs multiple businesses while being a primary caretaker for this kid. Like, she is killing it. But the mom's finally ready to put aside her judgment of Kim not being Jewish so that she can try and get Danny a job. So this is the most awkward conversation. Kim assumes that Danny is just about to graduate high school because the parents mentioned that she's a babysitter, which she would be interested in hiring her to work as because that's just what Danny has told them she does when she is sugar babying. But that's obviously not what a university graduate is looking for work-wise. But they're complimenting Kim on her work ethic, and she's like, well, I have to work so hard to keep up with this guy's lifestyle.
Him and his friends go to the most ridiculously expensive restaurants.
Yeah, seems like he eats out a lot. I'm sorry, that was crass. He's spending your money on a sugar baby queen. And Kim is so nice. She's willing to try and tailor a job specifically for Danielle's specific interests, and then she notices the bracelet. The same bracelet that Max got her. And Danny's just kept up the fact that she's positive her parents got it for her high school graduation. But there's one problem.
It's just that it's a new collection.
Max, you big idiot! Who buys their wife and sugar baby the same gift? Then Max suddenly starts getting all the pictures she sent in one go.
Shit. Whoa!
And the tension is finally broken when he spills coffee all over her.
Did any of it get on her?
She's okay, are you?
Oh my God, are you okay?
Thankfully, the coffee is cold. They go to get it all cleaned up, and Danny breaks a bit.
Are you disappointed in me?
Before they can have a serious convo there, Danny just takes the first opportunity to disengage from this moment of vulnerability. And now I think Maya is really tipsy and wanting some alone time with Danielle when Max, for some reason, comes over to talk to them, ruining everything.
You guys look really similar.
We do kind of look alike. It's kind of fucked up.
They talk about how they went to prom together, and Max is like, oh, that's so fun. Frenzies, gal pals, bet you got drunk. And Maya's like, oh yeah, Frenzies, they're fucked.
What the is wrong with you?
I love it. You know, I already liked Molly Gordon, but now I love Molly Gordon. And this is all really just Max's way of trying to get some control over the situation again and just check in to make sure that they're still okay with the arrangement where he's cheating on the mother of his child, who also happens to be a goddess. Honestly, pretty much every woman in this movie is a goddess. Oh my God. And once again, the music sets in with perfection. And her way to try to get the power back from Max is to try and give him bathroom blowy. The mother of his child and his child are downstairs.
What are you talking about, Mom? I'm not gonna blow him in the bathroom.
Girl, Molly Gordon is right there and not married. Nothing ends up happening though, and Danny's threshold is at maximum and she needs to leave. Before she can find her dad to leave, she's continuously being swarmed by people until she finally makes it outside where she finds Maya. And the chaos of the music stops. Like, even though she spent the entire event calling Danny out, it's clearly coming from a place of hurt and she misses her.
I miss you, okay?
Okay, I miss you too. Sick. Great.
awesome.
Man, I love youth conflict resolution. They have this back and forth about who wasn't texting the other, and Danny's like, well, I responded to one of your Instagram stories and you never answered.
You do not reply to a reply, okay? Well, you should. That's psychotic behavior.
And all of this contained chaos culminates into a kiss. Perfect Shiva behavior, deftly avoiding sight from the window.
Okay, cool. I'll see you later. Yeah.
Okay, time to ditch baby dad and get with the future lawyer. But this is a moment where Danny actually feels like she's gotten some control back, which she immediately tries to put to use against Trash Daddy with this boldness. She heads right over to the little family, gets super chatty, and pushes right up against Max. So Kim's like, oh, so you guys know each other because of your parents?
Yeah.
No.
Playing with fire because Max might be a dumbass, but Kim is not. So while Danny thinks she's towing the line of throwing him under the bus, Kim is definitely catching on that there's something very weird going on here. And I think Danny wants a little bit of that, but I don't think she wants all of that. And it's all going great until she realizes that her phone is missing.
Call my phone. I lost it. I can't find it anywhere.
Shit, I don't have my phone.
The phone with the nudies. And guess who finds it right after they had a lovely reunion kiss? It's Molly Gordon, who sees Danielle's Sugar Baby app. But okay, if you had a Sugar Baby app, would you have the notifications turned on? So she gets pretty standoffish about Danielle's job prospects and implies that she could probably find all sorts of clients at this Shiva. And that she might have seen her phone somewhere, but it was unlocked.
I love your parents. I just wouldn't want them to know their daughter's a whore.
Okay, she's being cruel, but I get it. She's heartbroken. She comes around though, we're not canceling her, just wait. So Danny, in a little bit of a delirious panic, goes over and asks Kim how she manages to do it all. And Kim says it's because she has a great support system. And then Danny chucks a line from earlier in the movie right back at Max.
You need a husband who's supportive of young female entrepreneurs.
Right.
And even Kim catches something with that delivery. So Danny's parents start telling stories about her as a kid and the songs they sang to her as a baby. And if infantilizing someone doesn't zap their powers, I don't know what does. And she snaps because she's obviously having a little bit of a multi-layer existential crisis here while a bit drunk. So Max is like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this anymore?
We probably should before your wife runs out of money.
And there she is. Holy shit, to be under the intense gaze of Dianna Agron, oh my god.
Sorry.
And if that wasn't bad enough, guess who finds her cell phone?
Hey, Danielle. Is this yours?
Ah! And now we get the real intensity, the crescendo moment where Kim's basically like, hey, can you hold my child so I can feed her?
Just hold her.
The intensity of this stare, I am super into it. I should talk to somebody. But the baby is not happy, and Danny is not happy. So Max tries to grab her, but Kim's like, no, everything is fine, and it all crescendos with a vase breaking and the Torah falling.
Danielle, stop.
And now she is the furthest she could be from any perceived type of control. Everyone's looking at her, and she breaks.
You don't need to know.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
And we've all been there, maybe not with this much compounded intensity and eyes staring at it, but yeah. This is a moment of realization where she acknowledges that she doesn't have a good self-view of herself and that she's just been trying to get it from external sources with all these different power plays. Like, life is really hard, and even the people that seem to have it all together feel this way too. Even the people who really think they have it all figured out, that have the degrees, that have the job, like, life will come in and clothesline you. And that's okay. I think people feel a lot of anxiety about not being where they're supposed to be in life or where they should be, but life is constantly evolving. You're always changing and growing and learning. Like, it would probably also upset you if you felt like you had it figured out at 20 and then nothing ever changed again. Just be kind to yourself. But Maya breaks through to help clean her up and get her out of the house.
Mushy, isn't she? What is wrong with you?
Which gives her the chance to kindly ask Danielle why she does the sugar baby thing.
Felt nice to have power and be appreciated.
And Maya actually apologizes because she just obviously didn't consider it that way. And it seems like Maya's mom is equally concerned about the funny business because she starts quizzing her on why they were helping Mrs. Bronstein to her car.
Why? Because you're supposed to help fucking old people. I don't know.
So just when everything feels like it's winding down, Danny's dad starts offering drives to everyone. To this lady, to Maya and her mom, and finally to Max, Kim, and the baby.
Come on, I got the Uber that's Uberallis. Let's go.
And there is not a damn bit of room in this van. Which, fun fact, belonged to the friend of the DP who was also a DP, and every time they moved it, they thought it was gonna break down, and then apparently it did not long after the whole shoot wrapped, so that was lucky. But they somehow all managed to pile in, and it ends in chaos. 6 people and a crying baby sandwiched into the van, and Maya holding Danielle's hand in the back with a smile. Because everything is gonna be okay. This is beautiful chaos. I love it. And you can love it too when you click one of the links down below and find out how to watch it yourself, because you should. So let me know what you think of the video, and if you were remotely interested by anything I said here today, I strongly urge you to check out this movie. Rent it, watch it with some friends, buy it if you're feeling extra spicy. I've had such a great time rewatching this while writing this video, and I'm sure I'm gonna have fun watching it again while I edit this video. So if you have actually managed to see it, let me know what you think down below, and if you haven't, let me know what you think when you do go watch it after you click off this video. But that is gonna do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Thanks as always to my Patreon supporters. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, leave a like on the video if you're into that kind of thing. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I'm mostly okay, and we'll catch you all later.